Let's take a look at the Retro Achievement set for Phoenix on the Atari 2600. We will cover all the various achievements required to complete the game and see what it takes to master this one. Phoenix is your classic arcade shooter. It uses a fixed screen perspective and it rewards you for better precision in your shooting. This is because you can only have one bullet on the screen at a time. You'll play through 5 waves on each of the phases, and on the 5th wave you'll actually face a boss battle, which is kind of neat because this is one of the earliest games to have a boss battle. After that 5th wave though, you'll start back at the 1st and go through it all again in the true arcade style. The controls are real simple and easy to learn. You can just move left and right to dodge, you can fire your cannon, and you can hit down to activate your shields. But the real mastery comes in by learning how all the different enemies and the waves work. Okay, let's break down the set and see what's inside. There's 41 achievements here worth a total of 343 points. You'll have 3 achievements for completion. These involve looping through the game 3 times, 1 achievement for each loop. The bulk of these are skill and challenge achievements. These are the kind of achievements that force you to perform in some special way or take an approach that you might not have tried on a casual playthrough. This set will focus on accuracy. There's 18 achievements that force you to have high accuracy in different situations. To start out, you'll have to finish each of the first 4 waves with higher than 50% accuracy. Then when you get that down, you'll have to go for the 100% on each of the 5 waves. But wait, after that, you could still be a little bit more accurate. Now go back through both of those Phoenix stages and get 100% accuracy without clipping any of the wings off this time. This can get frustrating on the 3rd and 4th waves because the Phoenix movement is so erratic. Another subset of the accuracy achievements is the order in which you clear the waves. Each of those first 4 waves will have an achievement to clear the enemies from the bottom to the top. This isn't too bad though, because as we'll see later, this is probably the best strategy for clearing most of the waves anyway. So let's start by focusing on a pattern you can use for each of the waves that's reliable and efficient. That way we can focus on getting through the entire game deathless through the multiple loops, as well as gather the 100,000 points along the way. Then you can go back through each of the individual waves and focus on their specific achievements. It only takes a few seconds to get through each of the waves, so it won't take long to get back to whichever wave you need to be on to get your achievements done. On wave 1, I think it's best to start by taking out the bottom 2 enemies. In general, the enemies that are closer to you are the ones that are harder to dodge and therefore the most dangerous. That's why it's also best to just try to avoid the enemies when they're going down towards the bottom of the screen. There's no timer in this game, so you have plenty of time to wait until the enemies return back up to the higher part of the screen to fight them. So just start by focusing on the 2 up front before they get down to the bottom. And always try not to get yourself stuck in the corner because that makes it a lot harder for you to get out. You'll find that Wave 2 is not much more complicated, it's just a slightly different layout. There's actually a unique feature here on Wave 2 that lets you hold down the fire button to achieve rapid fire. All the other waves require you to push the button each time, but for some reason this wave allows rapid fire. So we can use that to our advantage here. The best thing to do is just stay in the center and fire as the wave moves towards one side. So just hold the fire button down before the wave starts and begin to sweep out the side of the wave that's moving toward you. After that, you can slide to the opposite side of the wave and finish it off. If your timing's just right, you'll find that you knock this one out in under 3 seconds and unlock that speed achievement. But if not, don't worry, you'll get to play this wave over and over again as we go for the 100,000 points. The most important thing is just to focus on not getting destroyed for now, so just keep employing the same strategy from wave 1. We don't want to fight down at the bottom of the screen if we don't have to, and we don't want to push ourselves to get stuck in the corner or use the shield when we don't need to. Things are going to start looking a little different at Wave 3. This new enemy type actually is made up of 3 pieces. These are the real Phoenix, so if you shoot their wings, they're going to end up growing back. There are a couple achievements that do involve shooting the wings off in a certain pattern. We'll look at those a little bit later. For now, let's just build up our safe and efficient approach for this wave. I like to start by moving with the enemies towards the right of the screen and picking one off as they stop. Then we can move back towards the center and take out the next 2 Phoenix on the bottom. It's much easier to land that center shot on the enemy when they're moving towards you in a predictable way like this. The wave will always follow the same pattern, so we should be able to take these first 3 out without any trouble. You'll also notice that only the top Phoenix are firing back at us at this point. This is especially helpful so we can just focus on these lower Phoenix before they start to shoot back. Timing your shot still is a little bit tricky, but once you get the hang of it, you'll find that you knock out the first half of this wave safely and quickly. Now finishing the rest of the wave should be that much easier. You can always pop your shield on if you need to. It can be a nice way to finish off that last enemy. For Wave 4, we'll pretty much use the same concept that we were using in Wave 3. The enemies on 4 are going to just move in a little bit different pattern, but essentially behave the same. You'll see them start by splitting into 2 halves towards the opposite sides of the screen, and then they'll all meet right back up in the center of the screen. There is a nice trick you can do here to instantly pick a phoenix off. Start by immediately going to the left and tracing this phoenix movement. It might take a couple tries to get this pattern down, but this phoenix will always start by moving the same direction at the same time. After you fire that shot, immediately move back towards the right of the screen and pick another phoenix off as they pause at the edge again. Back towards the center and catch another one. If you're keeping on track, you've already knocked out 3 of the phoenix before really any shots have made it your way. Now for the rest of the wave, just line up your shots and take your time. I think it's best to avoid going to the corners and just stay towards the center of the screen, moving left and right to dodge as needed. You might find it easier to hit that center shot if you wait till the phoenix begins the dive. Just make sure you don't wait too long because they might actually dive all the way down and hit you. That would be the best time to activate the shield, and in fact you might even find it the best way to finish that last phoenix off again for this wave. Alright, now for the final phase, the mothership. The goal here is to pierce through the ship's hull and eliminate the alien in the center. As you're doing that, the ship will come closer and closer towards you as it fires upon you. It can fire from any section of its ship. It will stop after a certain distance away from you, so you don't have to worry about it coming all the way down and crushing you. Although we should be able to finish it off fairly quickly anyway. Probably a few different ways you can tackle this, but one very safe way is to just start by unloading as many shots as you can straight down the center where you spawn. Keep shooting, knocking out as many tiles as you can until you have to dodge. Slide back over and knock out the remaining red tiles until the channel goes all the way to the blue. From here, make an escape either over towards the left or the right side of the ship. Then continually spam the edge of the ship until we knock a big hole in the blue layer. Once there's a large enough hole in the blue layer, follow that back towards the center. Once the gaps in both of the layers line up, you'll have a chance to shoot through and destroy the enemy mothership. There might be a slight delay while you're waiting for the gaps to line up, so this is the perfect time to put your shield on. As long as you're not there too early, your shield should protect you as that final shot goes up to win the round. There are 2 additional challenges for this 5th phase. There's a challenge to knock out every piece of the ship before you destroy it. You don't have to do it deathless, but it does take some time and patience to complete. The ship will inevitably get to its lowest position, so it will become the most dangerous as it's firing down multiple shots. I think it helps to focus on the center of the ship first, then move towards one of the sides. After you finish clearing out one side, move on over to the other side and take out some blue pieces on the way over. Be careful not to shoot the center of the ship and kill the alien on accident. And it's okay if you die on this one, so maybe it's best to just focus on this for its own achievement. Just keep whittling away at it and dodging as best you can. You'll eventually hit that last blue piece and get that big 25-point achievement done. Now you can go back through for the accuracy achievement on this wave. Probably best to just focus on this for its own achievement run. Just line up all the shots down the same channel until you make a clear hole through the center. It does take just a little patience, but don't wait too long because you don't want the ship to get too close to you. You're not allowed to die on this one. Okay, let's put it all together and see what it looks like from start to finish. If you keep on track, it really only takes about a minute to loop through the entire game. Just keep reapplying the same strategy each time through. This will ultimately help you predict the motions of the enemies, that way you can just focus on firing the perfect shot and not so much on dodging. It seemed to average just over 7,000 points per loop, so to get to that 100,000 you'll probably have to go through 14 or more loops. So just stick to the plan and you'll make it there. And if you prioritize your accuracy over your speed, you might even unlock that 50-point achievement along the way. You'll have to get through the first 10 phases without missing more than 250 shots. I think if you just follow the plan, you'll find yourself unlocking those larger achievements and a lot of the smaller ones along the way. Then you'll likely be left with just a few of the accuracy and pattern achievements to go back and finish. I didn't include any of those in the video. Pretty self-explanatory. I don't really have any tips on those except for just taking your time and going slow. And of course, only shoot when you're pretty much 100% sure that you're going to hit the shot. Simple, right? Well, hopefully this guide was helpful towards your mastery of this set. I think the more and more you play, you'll see that you get into the groove. And it won't take long till you grab yourself another badge.